Welcome and good morning. My name is Father George Savas. I am the priest at the Greek Orthodox Church of the Annunciation in Fort Myers, Florida. I wanted to answer a few questions that we received recently, and I'll start with one that hopefully sets a tone in the Orthodox Church, which goes beyond just sacraments but really into the mysteries, which is the Greek word for the sacrament. And the question is, does marital relationship go beyond life on earth? The Orthodox understanding and theology of the wedding service itself and the reason for marriage in the first place was twofold. First is for procreation, and to be able to continue to bear children and to procreate in the world. The second is for companionship. And the third reason, and probably the primary reason of the reason for marriage in the first place, was to be able to achieve atheosis, to get to God with two people, and hopefully the complement of the couple and the marriage itself is such that the two people can find Christ easier than the first. As the wedding ceremony goes through, there are so many symbolisms that are attributed to this thought process of being able to take the two couple and make them one and unite them, as well as to be able to have some sort of a special relationship that goes beyond this world. So the answer to the question, does marital relationship go beyond the life of the earth? The answer in relation to the understanding of marriage being two people getting to heaven, two people finding Christ, is that we're going to be with Him in the first place. And so therefore then there isn't a need for two people to try to find that. The second thing, of course, is that the companionship, there's no wants and there's no need when we're with Christ. There's all of the emptiness and the aloneness and all of the things that would introduce us to saying a single life, if that were the case, in fact does not exist. So there is no marriage beyond the bounds in heaven. And this is attributed also when they asked, when Jesus was answering the question, then whose wife will she be? And Jesus answers the question very succinctly in saying that there is no, that there is nothing in heaven, and there is no marriage that exists. Another question that we received, I think, was a good question and opportune for us, especially today as we remember St. Gregory of Palamas and his spirituality. But the question was, if we do not attend church, does it tell us that we are, in fact, we do not believe in Christ? Or if we do not believe in Christ, then why do we attend church, or vice versa? And the question is so important, because I think we've lost the Orthodox belief and understanding that church and coming to church and coming to the liturgy is a privilege. It's not a requirement. It's not an obligation. It doesn't even speak in terms like that, but it's a privilege for us to be in the midst of Christ. When we enter into the church, we're entering into an oasis of the kingdom. We're tasting the kingdom right now. Because of the presence of Christ and that which we receive in the body and the blood of Christ and the sacrament, especially of the Eucharistia or the Eucharist, it really underlines the effect of us being in the presence of God Himself in the Trinity. And so in this special opportunity for us to be in church, it really is our belief and understanding and how important it is. Our salvation, as St. Gregory Palamas would wrap it up in his sermons, especially in Thessaloniki, with the understanding of that we have to be in church on a Sunday, because that proves our belief in God. And our spirituality, our salvation, as is found in baptism and Eucharist, those two places especially, and so if we don't attend the Eucharist, then we're not attending and being in that presence, and if there's somewhere more important we should be, then I think that would be the answer to the question. But most important is this presence and receiving of communion, receiving a continual basis of the body and blood of Christ, that He has enjoined us through His incarnation. He has taken on flesh, and because of that we too are in this communion with Him, and that now our bodies and our self, this humanity, has a different characteristic that has been taken on, and really that's this hypostatic union that the theology of the church talks about. It allows us that opportunity to see the humanity, and that God has taken humanity and made it something absolutely special. So the presence of us in this liturgy is so important as to the faith, and really just underscores the importance of us in that relationship that we have with God. I guess that's it for today. Thank you, and we hope that you have a blessed week, and look back for us on the following week.